Look how sticky this is. I can pick it up with my finger. Look. Hello there, fellas and ladies. Welcome back to Goodfellas Garage, and welcome back to another episode, the millionth episode of Do Not Buy Cars Sight Unseen. As you can see, this is Maserati Quattroporte S that Goodfella Devin bought yet again sight unseen. I don't know what to do with this kid, but it has some issues. It has some issues with the interior, the typical sticky buttons issue that is all over the place. So let's check it out. Let's see what it looks like. Oh God, hell no. Well, fellas, this is another spaghetti car with the sticky button galore. And if you have never experienced sticky buttons in any car, I suggest you go to any grocery store, buy a bucket of molasses, and just pour it all over your interior. Let it sit in the sun for a couple of weeks, and then go ahead and touch all your interior. So it's the most disgusting thing you can ever experience. Everything in here is melted, and all the stuff kind of sticks to it, and it's just gross and ugh. So on this car, it's a little bit more involved than the Gran Turismo. I have to remove this entire center stack and this shifter and a bunch of little trim pieces here and there. There are 2 screws behind the vent, 2 screws hidden on the bottom, and then there are 4 screws here, 1 behind the indicator, 1 behind the ashtray, and then there's 2 here in the cup holder. So let's get to work. So after disconnecting about a million spaghetti wires in the back, I finally have this thing completely free, I think. Let's see. Is it free? Nope. 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 There's more. There is more. Okay, take 2. Let's see if I disconnected a million more wires. Yay! Wow, look at this. Alright, so now I take this baby home that weighs about a ton, and we'll fix the sticky buttons. Alrighty, so this is very annoying. I had to remove this steering column cover, and then there's a leather piece in here, as you can see, and this ridge is inserted, let me show you, right in here, and I didn't want to yank on it because I didn't know how it was going to react to that. I didn't want to break anything, so I had to remove the cluster. Well, the cluster is gonna get sticky too, so I'm gonna fix it as well, but I mean, it's such a pain in the butt. And then these pieces, they're not attached with clips, they're attached with screws. There's a, let me try, I can show you here. There's a screw hidden right there. I don't know if you can see it. And there's one hidden right here. So this is not a very easy car to work on. The Gran Turismo was a lot easier than this. So, well, I'm almost there. I'm almost got all the pieces out. So once everything is out, I'll take it home and fix it. So. Alrighty, fellas, so I took apart most of the interior. I brought everything home. It's easy for me to work from from home, and I'm gonna do it on the floor because it's carpeted, so nothing gets scratched. This is actually a quality interior. Everything is metal. There's no plastic clips. I mean, this piece is very heavy, very thick. It's all metal, and there's like a wood overlay. I mean, it's a quality interior aside from this paint issue. This is the biggest offender here. As you can see how sticky this is. I took this piece off and I put it on the ground for 2 seconds. The wind blew and all the sand got stuck to it. And this is all metal, so this is like wood overlay on top of metal, and you can disassemble all of it. It all comes apart. So it's a quality interior, but again, aside from the sticky button issue, so we'll fix it. Let's get to work. Alright, so now that we separated this, we'll remove the face plates, and this panel right here has to be disassembled as well. I have to remove all the buttons, and if you want a detailed tutorial as to how to do that, I did another video on the Maserati Gran Turismo where I took it apart, button by button. I'm not gonna do it in this video because it just takes too long, so you can go and check it out over there. But I'll disassemble all of this. This is a brilliant design by Italians. There's a screw in here. It's a Phillips, but you can't access it. And there's the same thing on the other side. So I'm trying to figure out how to get to these screws so I can remove this bracket. And then look at this. Wow. There's another. Oh my God, this thing's heavy. There's not a screw over here, but it's screwed from the inside in. I don't know how they managed to do that. So I'm gonna probably spend 10 hours trying to figure this out. Wow, this is the most idiotic thing I have ever seen in my life. It's a good thing that I have already done the Gran Turismo, so I know the basic structure of this. But in the Gran Turismo, it uses the same exact panel, switch panel, but it has two holes here, like for this tool, for you to insert it so you can remove this piece. In here, they remove the holes, so you actually still have the openings inside of here where you can stick the tool and push this thing out. So this is what I'm doing, and it looks like it's working. So let's see how far I can get it. Yep. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Alright, so now we can access the screws. Alrighty fellas, so what I did now, I'm trying to remove these switches, these buttons, and it's like a sandwich. There's a chrome bezel that's around the buttons. I think you can see how sticky everything is. It just picked up everything from the carpet. So this goes here, and then this goes in there like that, so it can all be taken apart, so this can be cleaned and painted. Alright fellas, as you can see, I'm done with this piece. It's been cleaned, painted with the vinyl paint. I cleaned all the buttons. Everything was taken apart. I already put it back together, so it looks absolutely brand new. And the only thing it cost me is $15 for a can of spray paint, which is the vinyl paint, and my labor. So this has been, the climate control has been cleaned out as well. I did not paint this because obviously there's printing on here, so it's almost impossible to do that unless you have specialized equipment. But I have cleaned off all the sticky mess and the goo, and if you're wondering what I use, I simply use pure ammonia. That's it. It works very well, very easy to use. I also used it in the other video, the Gran Turismo, and for some reason didn't work in the Gran Turismo. Works in every other car, but the Gran Turismo was very tough for some reason. I used ammonia, it didn't work. I used alcohol, didn't work. I had to like soak it in paint thinner for this stuff to come out. But with this car, as always, pure ammonia works very, very well. It's very easy, and takes half an hour and you're done. So now I have to disassemble the instrument cluster to remove this bezel and paint it as well, because it's starting to go. It's not there yet, but it's gonna get there. So I might as well do that since I'm already taking apart the whole car, and then a few more pieces. But this is just this alone was an entire day. So, well, fellas, I have finally finished stripping this piece. This is the radio controls, the navigation controls, whatnot. This is the most difficult piece to work on, because as you can see, there's so many holes and little divots and dimples and etc., etc. And it gave me a hard time as well on the Gran Turismo. And I found out the fastest way to do this is to soak this in paint thinner. And you can't soak it for too long, 2 minutes tops, because paint thinner will dissolve your plastic. It'll become soft. So what I do is I use like my wife's dishes. I fill it up with paint thinner and I soak it for a couple of minutes. My wife was wondering last time why the green bean casserole tasted like paint thinner, but what she doesn't know won't hurt her, right? I have also taken apart the shifter center console thingy that needs to be painted and cleaned as well. So as you can see, all of this is sticky. I just still need to remove the shifter boot. But in the Gran Turismo, this piece was carbon fiber, so I didn't have to do anything to it. But here, it's painted with that same stupid plastic paint, whatever they use, and it's all sticky. So, alrighty. So the next step is to take this bezel off of the instrument cluster. It's held by some Phillips screws in the back, so let's take it apart. Alrighty, fellas, what I have here are the steering wheel switches. I have taken them apart already and cleaned them and painted them. It's not too difficult, but you have to remove the driver's side airbag to get these out, the little clips that they attach with. And they also have these chrome rings that kind of snap in place. There are two tabs. You just push one in and it pops out. So, and they also have switches. Again, it's just very easy. It just pops in here. I cleaned this one out. There's another one on the other side that I need to clean up. So. Here are some fancy looking switches, all done, non-sticky. So this was another piece that was pretty annoying. There's a lot going on here, a lot of intricacies. I just popped off this shifter boot a little bit. I didn't want to take it out completely, and I just taped it when I painted it. The parking brake goes here, the shifter indicator goes here, and then the ashtray is here. So let's put it back together. Check this piece out. It looks pretty nice. No more sticky stuff. I was able to push this bezel back in. It took a little bit of an effort. The cup holder ring is back. The parking brake is all cleaned up and back. I have this piece here as well, but I'll install it at the very end when I get this into the car, so I don't scratch it or whatnot. So, alrighty, fellas. So this nightmare continues. I have officially been on this for about 6 days, non-stop, every day. I have moved on to the door panels, and this is, an absolute nightmare. So what we're gonna do next, if there's going to be a next one, is just mail the pieces out to one of those companies that fix them up, because the labor is just absolutely ridiculous in taking all this stuff apart. This is the passenger side front door panel, and as you can see, everything here is just gooey, and look how sticky this is. It is just disgusting. I already painted this piece, brought it back to life. but these door panels are just million bolts, million screws, million clips. It's just, you know, you can take it apart, but it's absolute pain in the butt. So this is where I'm at. I haven't filmed in a couple days because I am so frustrated with this car. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to work on it anymore. It is the least rewarding experience that I have ever had working on a car. It is so frustrating. It's just mind-boggling. I hate it. I don't want to work on this car anymore. I want to finish this up and I want to give it back to good fella Devin, and I never want to see this car in my life. Well, fellas, here's the final result. No more sticky buttons anywhere. Everything has been fixed, and it only took 6 full days. I'm not kidding. It took 6 days, day and night, trying to fix this car. And now I understand why these companies charge $6,000 or $7,000 to do the whole car. It's just, the labor is just ridiculous. But everything is fixed. There's no more sticky buttons anywhere. But everything had to be taken apart. I still hate this car. Thanks for watching. Bye.